Hey Gavax here! As we all know, if you watched my video yesterday or any of the EA stuff, we can get a free 92 from Solos. So I'm going to go over the best one to get. We might get one next Tuesday with house rules, but we don't even know if there's a house rules next Tuesday, but we just kind of suspect one because it's been every other week, and they've said every other week. So we're going to go through the best 92. If you want to look and how do I get this 92? You get the 92 by doing Turkey Bowl stuff, right? So you do all the Turkey Bowl challenges, complete all 29, as you can read, and you get one choice of any Nat 92 overall turkey stuffer with the special art treatment. Now, I haven't done all of them. I've done 4 of them. They're pretty quick. I heard there's one full game that you get through, but it's not too bad. So the Turkey Bowls will be in challenges here. So easy, breezy, beautiful cover girl. So we're going to go through the 92s as I load up and show its rates right there. Turkey Bowl. Do all those. All right. And I'm also going to go through in this video the 90 overalls, the most likely to succeed for those 90 overalls here in sets under Harvest, under Thanksgiving Day All-Stars. There it is. I was doing a double take. Wait. 6 of them. Dak, Micah, Ridley, Hawkinson, Roquan, Lattimore. Now, they all have special things to get. You see Lattimore's 1 pass defended, 1 interceptions. We'll circle back to these guys, all right? But first off, I am going to rank the 92 overalls right here in the Madden 20 Harvest promo that you will get for free. And which one do I think is best? All right, so let's go to the notepad. So here we are. The worst one, in my opinion, is number 9, aka Ryan Kerrigan, a.k.a. should have been T.J. Watt card. All right, frustrating that we got stiffed, but that's life as a Steelers fan these days. Not so pretty in Steel Town. So when you look at the card, all right, outside linebacker, 77 speed is underwhelming. Power move, yes, he will get the power move specialist, edge rush, chemistries if you're going to activate him. Block shed at 82 isn't wonderful. It's not a black hole, but it's not exactly glitchy. It's not nice. You kind of want to look closer to 90 because it is a running meta. If you're running pass rushers, you're kind of doing yourself a disservice right now, as most of your opponents will be just coming out in I form and single back and just running stretch on you all game. So Kerrigan, not great for the meta, just not a great card overall. There are a lot of other edge rushers that can offer similar things that he can. So using your 1 NAT here isn't a good idea. With that said, the second guy, who I think is the second worst, is going to be a similar edge rusher. Now, he looks a lot better. The issue is, how much do stats matter? As we can just go to his page. I guess we can click on it and go back. How much do stats matter? Like 96 finesse moves. Like last year, in 96 finesse moves, I would have had a conniption with. Like I would have been like, oh yes, that's great versus our offensive lineman right now. And to be fair, it still does some pretty decent work. You're gonna have basically a pass rush kind of like 19 if you have both on the squad. The problem is the pass rush that you see nowadays is only with kind of the chemistries, and that's kind of how you generate a harsh pass rush, or just blitz everybody, because you see that online so much. The issue with this card, if this was a passing meta, I would rank him higher, but it isn't. With 79 block shed, he is even worse than Kerrigan. The only reason I rate him higher, a little faster, a little bit better finesse move, and I've actually been using him today, and he was able to shed a block and make a nice backfield tackle for me. So it isn't all bad news with 79, but it is really anti-meta at the moment. But Bosa's card, sadly, just kind of out of favor right now. And here's the thing about this list, is if you have a favorite player, Bosa's your favorite player, if you're a Chargers fan, yeah, go ahead, grab him. Then throw the list out, if you have a favorite team, of course, right? Same with this next guy. He is probably one of the most popular guys in the league. The issue is he's a quarterback in MUT. And in MUT, we get new quarterbacks just about every single week. So why get yourself a stone-footed Brady that you're stuck with for a long time, unless you're a Patriots fan, maybe running a theme team, and you're going to stick with him. Like, 88 throw power is fine, but I wouldn't exactly say, hey, I want no mobility, I'm just going to stick with that. Like, there are a ton of other flat-footed quarterbacks that can do exactly the same thing Brady can. Might have a little bit better throw power. I think Roethlisberger's even around that same throw power. Throw under pressure is only 83. You're going to get blitzed a lot with a non-mobile quarterback. Throw on the runs, only 76, but, you won't be running a whole lot. You're going to have to... I mean, I'm not saying you can't cook up dots. It's just super difficult in the game right now to cook up dots versus the pass rush. So, while Tom Brady, sure, a fine pocket passer, there's just so many just like him that I can't recommend him. I prefer like a Who'd be a better one? I like Warner is close to this, or I don't know. There's so many, so I just can't think of them because I'm having a brain fart, as they call it. But Tom Brady, sadly, he's number 7 for being a pocket passer. Number 6, and you might say, hey, heresy. How is he rated higher? Now, Zach Ertz is not a phenomenal tight end. He is not a well-balanced tight end. He cannot run block for much of anything at all. At 6'3" run block, he's going to get a lot of sheds because he's going to be going against a lot of outside linebackers in like a 3-4. So he's not good in the run. The thing about the Ertz and the reason that he's valuable, I think he's only the second tight end behind Jason Witten that can get playmaker. He's a possession tight end, and he's faster than Witten. 81 speed is not a speed freak at all. But with playmaker, and we know how glitchy that is, zones don't really react to it very well. Very sucks to see. That was a sentence. If you're the defense. So with that said, Ertz could provide some value, especially if you're an Eagles fan, especially if you're running some extra speed chems on him. He could provide you some value using that playmaker to kind of give a look that you really haven't given opponents this year because nobody has dealt with playmakers in MUT this year. Ertz could be a guy that be like, well, just run an in route and then playmaker him up and like, whoa, what the heck? How'd he move so fast? Because you get a little bit of speed bonus. The problem is 81 speed isn't going to do a whole lot. So if he was a receiver that got playmaker, he would be higher on my list, but sadly he is not. All right. Number 5, and I might get a little bit of hate for that, but I love it. Let me know in the comments what you guys have and what your list, who your number 1 is. AJ Boye. Now you're like, wait, whoa, AJ, he's pretty good. And yeah, he is pretty good. The problem is at 88 speed, you can realistically get him up to 91 speed, which when you're going against a lot of the top end receivers now that are pushing 94, it really limits his ability to play multiple defenses. And I like cornerbacks that allow me the flexibility to play whatever I want to play. If I want to play a cover 2, if I want to play a cover 3, if I want to play a cover 4 pressed, a man coverage press, I want all that. Now, AJ Boye's stats, especially if you like power him up or add a lockdown on him to get him over 90 man coverage, basically gets him to the thresholds for all the things that you want, or the high enough stats that you want to see, as zone coverage isn't a threshold this year. But man coverage press is. So, great card, agility, but I feel like he's just 2 notches too slow, and with that said, I can't recommend him over kind of the other guys. So it is sad to see Boye, a solid looking, would have been a great card if he was just a little bit faster, but you know how much Madden is based off of speed, because, you know, the faster you are on the field, the faster you can get away from your opponents, and if you are the opponent trying to track a guy down, you don't want it. Number 4, Quinton Ellison. Now, if you run nothing but halfback dive or pulling your guards, because he's got good impact block, if you do nothing but, you know, kind of utilize your guards and you really need a good one, he's great to get. He's basically set it and forget him for a couple months. You won't need to upgrade that spot on any promos going forward, which is nice to get for an NET card. A card that you can basically don't have to worry about upgrading. Like when you get somebody at a different position and like a new cool wide receiver comes here, like, well, he's NAT and he's kind of worthless to me now. Or like a running back. Like, what's the point of that? Or Tom Brady was the biggest knock on him. The fact that new quarterbacks come out so often. There aren't that many left guards or guards that come out in this game just straight up flat out. There's not a love for the thick boys of Madden. So this is a good card that's going to be in your squad for months until maybe the Super Bowl. He could be your left guard. And that's a lot of value right there, rather than something that's you're going to relegate to the bench at many of the other players. So the issue is he's an interior offensive lineman, and how much does that matter in Madden? It matters very little, like I said, unless you're running dive. If you're pulling him with his high impact block, that's really nice. He does have nasty streak, but it's not as effective, even on pulls, because they don't do as well knocking dudes over, because it's just harder to get multiple dudes knocked down. So, Quinton Ellison, those are the pros and cons, and the reasons why he's basically mid-list, if not, well, higher than mid-list. He's upper half of the list. So, all right, number 3 is Odom Jr. Now, you're like, well, his stats are okay, as we'll go to Odell's stats here. We'll just click it on the big one. 90 speed is nice right now. Like I said, 88 speed on Boye wasn't nice. This is a couple speed more for wide receiver. You can, of course, chem it up to 93. But agility 94, juke move 92. So it's the thresholds for jukes. Agility, a really good after the catch kind of guy. Spec catch at 92. You could chem that up if you power him up, go deep, get him to 95. Really nice. Deep route running would also get up to 90, which is the threshold for deep route running. His release is unfortunately at 86. A little bit harder to get that release up without some sort of special chems. You actually, with John Madden chems, you will be able to get it up to 90 because you go 87 with the power up, John Madden 88, go deep up to 90. So release is pretty good overall. And so if you work it like that, you know, kind of an all-around stud. Break tack's a little bit lower than you want, but a receiver, which means you're going to have multiple positions. If you're a thrower like me, that's always nice to have a long-term receiver. The issue he isn't great of that great of a run blocker with only 50 and 44 impact block. 17 lead block. Okay, that's really bad. That he is not somebody you want to run behind at all. He will get insta-shed with 17 lead block. So, good in the passing game, bad in the run game. And if you're a run first, not the greatest guy to go. But that's why I kind of favor him because I am pass first. So that's why I put him so high. Number 2 will be Adrian Amos. Let's talk about speed. And everybody who's used an Adrian Amos card over the years know how well these cards play just overall. 91 speed, which is very nice. The agility is a little bit lower than you like to see. Sorry, let me flash over. The agility at 83 is actually a lot lower than you like to see there. So even though he's fast, he might not be able to cut and shift directions, especially like in zone coverage, being in a deep third, you really have to be able to change directions quickly. Once the ball is thrown, that really helps you kind of like click on and get to the receiver. But play rack awareness, solid. Block shed, okay. I mean, he might be solid as like a zone corner too out there with the higher block shed than a lot of cornerbacks rock right now. And I wouldn't mind it. 85 hit power. He can't get enforcer, but overall, I think he's going to be kind of a solid piece. You won't be putting on any type of chems on him to give him, you know, the abilities, I mean. But I think he's just going to be a solid piece of the defense for a long term. And that's why he's my favorite 92 to get. Because, you know, you can use that sub linebacker. You can use that speed. And, you know, I am a speed slut. So that's why I think Adrian Amos is my number 1 92. Of course, you never forget 99 overall, Taiwan, always number 1 for us. All right, now going on to the 90 overalls, which I talked about right here. These ones, the best ones to do, the best ones that we're going to get. If you hit ! training in my Twitch stream, or I'll put it in the description below, this is a spreadsheet I put together. It's got all the training prices, harvest prices, the harvest master set calculations. It's currently at 24 coins per training. With a little bit of the math is different because the prices rise and fall and stuff. You guys aren't looking at this right now, are you? Darn it. Sorry. So this is my training spreadsheet. Coins per training update. I actually updated it today, just a few hours ago. 11. I always forget to update the date. I'm sorry about that. 93. Whatever. 93 is good enough. So yeah, here's the Harvest Master set. It was profitable earlier, but it depends on what Night Train Lane goes for. If he goes for a lot less than that as power up, the prices kind of go together. This is pre-tax too. So while it was profitable, I don't know if it's profitable at this exact moment. But we'll talk about more of that on Market Monday as that comes around. So here are the 90 overalls. I did this math last night. Of the last 10 games, some people have injured from some games. Lattimore is actually injured right now, and a game a week from now, I don't know if he'll be back from his hammy issue. It's looking okay, but not great. So Lattimore is something I got to hold off doing until we heard that. These unfortunately are costing quite a bit because the sets take kind of expensive cards. So like I've already done Dak once because somebody wanted to see some gameplay. Check out my second channel for the gameplay. But these 86 to 89s, because they're demanded for the set, there's 72,000 coins. Kind of pricey, 210k plus the 82s, which are just regular 82 prices. So like what, 230k? Maybe a little bit more to do that. You can always snipe, of course, cheaper. But here are the chances of getting each one of them. I think Dak's got the best chance of doing it. 6 out of 10 games of getting or 7 out of 10 games of getting 250 pass yards. This is the percentage they've got him this year. So Dak is a good get. Micah's had some rough time getting interceptions this year. Like I said, Lattimore's hurt. Roquan hasn't got a single sack this year. Bears fans, if you see him going on the pass rush a lot, like an inside blitz, and he just hasn't gotten home, maybe you can risk it. But man, 0 out of 9 games with a sack. He hasn't got 1 sack this year. Tough. Ridley with 40 pass yards. It's looking pretty guaranteed, especially after Sanu's gone. And I think they're playing Tampa Bay this week too. So it's really a pretty good idea to get a +1 overall to a 91, whereas 100 yards, a little tougher. But I think it might be a little bit of a shootout with that game. So he could easily breach that too. Hawkinson, he is a rookie premier, so I won't be doing him. He'll just get upgraded once those things, once the games actually end. He'll get upgraded then for a rookie premier. So I'll just wait till that. So Hawkinson's off my radar, but he does have a couple games with a touchdown and 6 with 3 receptions. So the ones I've done right here, definitely not doing this one, at least at the moment. Or I'll probably just not even do him at all ever. I'm not going to be doing him. And then Roquan, I'll probably sit out. Ridley, I'm on the fence about. And Micah, I won't be doing because he's got no hit power and he's useless. So Ridley, I'm on the fence, but that's really the last one that I'm thinking about doing for the 90. Let me know what you guys are doing, but that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it helped with the 92 picking. I hope it helped with these 90 overalls. Again, I'll put it in the description below this spreadsheet. But thanks for watching Call to Action. I'll see you tomorrow.